Hello there, good afternoon, welcome back to my channel. This is Louise from Louise's Lifestyle. Thank you for joining me. This afternoon I'm going to show you how I prepare roast potatoes in advance, and I get them frozen. I'll put them in the freezer. So what I've just been doing here is I've added 2 bags. These are Tesco's British All-Rounders, grown in the UK, variety culture, and this bag of 2.5 kgs cost me 39p and normally would cost me 91p. But in the run up to Christmas, a lot of supermarkets reduce things like potatoes, sprouts you can get for 19p for a bag. So I buy a lot of them around this time, and I will use the potatoes for mash, and I will put them in the freezer, use it for roasting, etc. So this is what I'm doing today. I've got about 4 kg, so I've got roughly about 2 bags, just less than 2 bags of these potatoes in here. And what I've done is I've partially boiled them, parboiled, so they're not fully boiled, they're not totally cooked through. And I'm going to drain these, and then I'll show you what I do. Okay, so you can see I've drained the potatoes, and they're sort of slightly fluffy at the edges. I don't want them to be too fluffy, because sometimes they can just break and disintegrate into a mass. And what I've done is I've picked some herbs from the garden. This is marjoram. I've got some rosemary here. This is thyme. They smell lovely. And that's a bit of sage, actually. I don't like the look of that leaf, but yeah. So I've got some sage, and what I've got as well, I've got some garlic. I'm going to put in the pan, and the potatoes, I'm going to fry them in this. Okay, so I've got the potatoes in the pan, just some sunflower oil. Got the garlic, the rosemary, the herbs are in there. I'm going to add a dash of salt and pepper, and then I'm just going to let them brown on the sides. So these are ready. Just lifted them from the pan. I've got another batch going there, and just tested one of them. This tastes lovely. Got that lovely garlic, rosemary, thyme, sage, infused with the black pepper and salt. Lovely flavoursome potatoes. Now I'll just have to wait for these to cool down, and then what I'll be doing is popping them in the freezer bag, and I'll come to that in a minute. Right, so I've finished making these roast potatoes now. So I've got final batch done here, and the ones that cooled down, the first lot, I've put them in this freezer bag. I'll be popping that in the freezer. I've labelled it the 20th of the 12th, 21 roast potatoes, and I put them in fairly loose so they're not sticking together in a clump. So when I pop them in the freezer, they'll freeze separately, and then when I come to get them out on the day that I'm going to eat them, they'll tumble out rather than be in one big clump. And when it comes to reheating them, if you've got an oven, pop them in the oven for 10-15 minutes. They'll be nicely brown and crisp, not on a full heat but on a lowish heat. And if you've got an air fryer, a great way to reheat them in the air fryer. And if you haven't got access to an oven, or your oven's fully being, it's been used, then pop them on the, in a frying pan and just put that on a low heat and just let them heat through. So there you have it, roast potatoes without using an oven. So if you haven't got an oven, there's no excuse for you not to be able to make roast potatoes. And freezing ahead, so for convenience, so you're not rushing around on the day. You've got things already prepared in advance. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you all have a nice Christmas and a lovely new year. Thank you. Bye bye.